Hello and welcome to a Soul Purpose Branding Client Case Study. And today I am so excited to introduce you all the poster child client, the Emerge poster child client, Shauna E. Vanderhoek. Shauna, welcome to this call.
Thank you. It's an honor. It's been a fun journey.
It's been such an incredible adventure and a journey. So
Yes.
blessed with so many miracles along the way. It's only been 6 months that you've joined me for the Emerge retreat. And the reason why you are a poster child client is because you have actually achieved in just literally actually a couple of weeks such an extraordinary life milestone that so many people want to achieve, and many of them probably never really get to experience it. And that is to leave a 30 plus super successful career behind and leap into the entrepreneurship, but do it in such a way where you don't end up sort of like chasing your own tail, going in circles, zigzagging around, spending a ton of money and finding yourself exhausted and broke, just further down the road. You've leaped into this entrepreneurship like this, and you are just soaring. In fact, you are cruising. Tell us a little bit more about why did you join Emerge and what happened ever since?
Well, I remember meeting you and just I loved your energy. And I had an idea for business, wanted to help small business owners. And I said, I need to brand it, of course. And that's what you were teaching. So, of course, I signed up for your workshop. And I remember being so frustrated with you by the morning of day 2 because you still didn't care what my business was. It was like you hadn't even asked. And I'm so grateful for that because the process that you took me through, I got to see what I had put together as a business concept. I would be playing small potatoes. I would not be really using my gifts. And I wouldn't be having fun. After a few months, I would have been bored to tears. And it all shifted that weekend that we worked together. So now it's yourbusinessoncruise.com, and I'm happy to be bringing in experts for small business owners. I'm planning a cruise in the fall where I'll bring experts on board and get a nice trip where you get to write things off and learn and transform your business. And I'm put together a 90-day program, Smooth Sailing, to take your 1-year goal and take that first quarter and just make sure that you're rocket shipping out the gate.
Isn't that amazing? Everybody who I tell about your business vision, they all say, like, I want to be there. Your business on cruise, smooth sailing for small business owners, more time, more money, more fun with Captain Shauna. I mean, that's what came out of Emerge. But I really want to shine a highlight on that, like, breaking point. It was kind of like day 2, which is ironically also called breakthrough. And I know so well that for us to have a breakthrough, inevitably there needs to be a breakdown somewhere. We need to break down limited beliefs. We need to melt down emotional barriers. We need to break down kind of like also a little bit of that ego mindset that wants it a certain way, that is so afraid to do it the wrong way, that is so has no faith and has no vision, but wants to kind of like execute it. And when you came to me with your business in quote unquote vision, I knew it wasn't a business vision. I knew it would have had you be the slave in your own proving your worth machinery, and you would have really been running amok and probably gotten very sick and exhausted and also not gotten far. Let's talk a little bit about that, because that I think is the biggest kind of like a breakthrough that we then created, that everything else is now sort of like following suit. That was so powerful for us. Talk about what was your quote unquote small potato business vision and how did we expand it? What took place?
Well, the small potatoes was because I just want to share information with small business owners. They are so, most of them are so uninformed. They just don't know things that would make their business easier. And so I figured, okay, well, I can bring information in via a newsletter. It would be through snail mail because we get too much email. And I'd have expert guest columnists. And what you said to me was, you know, you're just going to have another job. You're just going to be bored. And when you said that, it was like, oh, you were so right. You hit it right on the head, and I so didn't want to hear it. And I'm so glad you spoke up, because that was part of the day 2 breakdown. And I remember on the morning of the 3rd day, you know, I woke up. I'm not a morning person. I woke up so early before the sun even got up, and decided I would drive to the beach and just go journal and walk on the beach and watch the sunrise. And I did, and that's where I just kind of like, okay, let's let go of this old small vision, and let's step into what I know I'm capable of delivering personally without bringing in all the experts. And I still want to bring in all the experts. But it allowed me to step into a new place and to really honor what I've got to give.
I remember very vividly that you looked like a brand new person, and everybody in the on the Google Hangout really said, "Oh my God, who is this woman?" When you came back on that day 3, you had truly shifted out of an old mindset that, like, you know, would have had you basically prove your worth to the future clients, would have been your bosses, right? Versus really being the leader. One of the things that I'm so excited about that we've achieved in this brand vision with your business on cruise is that it honors all of the skills and the structure that you bring to the table. So you have, you know, a lifetime of experience working as a project manager, as a producer in corporate America, in a very male-oriented, deadline-driven, you know, industry. And we are able to take those sort of brick and mortar and masculine sort of like skills, get them done on time, you know, and to put them into a beautiful business model and brand that has you really be in the flow and totally in your feminine. So let's talk a little bit about that shift, because that was also really the surrendering that took place on that day too, where you really melted down into a soul presence that we brought in from day 1, from that soul journey. So let's talk a bit about that male and female balancing in your business vision and how that came about.
Well, as you said, my background is corporate America, you know, as a private consultant to lots of large companies. And so I've got that masculine part down, and my whole life are a great work ethic. And I know life should be more fun. And so one of my goals and one of what I want to bring to small business owners is your business should be fun. If it's not fun, don't do it. You know, do something else. And so fun was a really large element in creating something new. And that's why, you know, the cruise will be fun. Besides getting to learn, I love to learn. So it's really bringing all the things that I want there. So, you know, the having fun, the having more time to balance your life, to do the other things that are important to you. And in that, designing my own business. In fact, my first telesummit was Lifestyle Business by Design, to help bring in those elements. You know, design it the way you want it. And I forget what your original question was, but
you are the male-female balance, and you actually, instead of like starting a business that would have had you doing things, you started a business and launched into a business that had you be the role model. Which basically, from the very beginning, had you basically do it in such a way where you had more fun, you had more time, and also that's generated more money, because the whole thing has just lifted off from the beginning. And from what I've seen, I mean, you've achieved in just a very short amount of time. A couple months after Emerge, you quit your job, went straight into launching a telesummit, and here's the business. It's flowing. It's on cruise already. And everybody who I'm telling the idea is like, learn about how to run a small business so much more efficiently while you're actually vacationing. It's such a powerful invitation, because when we are in our mindset that has us already basically cemented in the habitual thinking, you are actually taking people into that relaxed state. You're teaching them best practices while they're actually like expanding into their new becoming. So you're really actually going to, just by creating an environment in which you yourself have more fun and more time, you actually create more lasting results for your clients, and they will love you, because that was not only a vacation, that was a tax write-off, and it was also a mastermind best practices training camp. I mean, and a networking environment. What could be better? That was the vision that we created, and sometimes those visions are so big that it can take a couple of years until all the pieces come together. Let's talk a little bit about having that sort of big vision. So many people are afraid to go after the big vision. Why is it actually easier when you align yourself with your brand and with your positioning, perfectly with that big vision?
Oh, once you have the vision, once you know where you're going, and you've got, like you say, the alignment of the brand, it's like it makes the vision real to other people.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's what the brand has done. Is so it's like a very visual. It incites questions, like what's with the hat? Because I have a little captain's hat, and so it's been a way to have it be fun even in that way. And I'm losing track on your questions again. Sorry.
But the big vision,
it's much easier to leap. It's much easier to leap when you've got something big to leap into as well. If you're trying to do something small potatoes or a little bit at a time, or I'll just do a little around the edges, you can't ever quite get there. Crawling just doesn't work. You take a leap, you can get there much faster. It's scary. I've definitely been scared, but the journey's worth it. It's worth getting to where you want to go.
It's a reverse engineering, right? We've got the big vision already, so now you actually kind of like, sort of can see it unfold right in front of you. And I think also when you are in alignment with that big vision, people, like you said, they get you. And I have often found that they enroll themselves in your vision because they love your vision. They love you so much better, and there's not really selling going on, right? Have you noticed that that sort of effect?
Yeah, every time I mention the cruise, I get people, let me know when you're doing that.
Yeah, exactly, because it's such a invitation, such a wonderful invitation. Well, so what would you say in closing, as an Emerge poster child client, why do you think is it so important to take time out and to really emerge with the right vision, with the right brand? What would you say to people who are sort of thinking about joining us?
Oh wow, it's just there's no other way to do it. You've got to go deep and make sure you're going in the right direction. And I think that's what it was. Is I was off kilter. I was trying to do something that really wasn't fully me. And your whole Emerge process, that day one, with really getting in touch with your soul and your essence and what's important to you, that really set the stage for the weekend to turn out the way it did. It was an incredible process, and everybody should do your course if they're doing a business.
Wow, thank you so much, Shauna. Thank you so much. And thank you also for being so courageous and graceful in taking this vision and running with it and implementing it with so much grace and ease. And I know that you are bound to be extraordinarily successful, and you will really show so many people how to get out of the small business stuckness and get their business on cruise. Everybody, please check out yourbusinessoncruise.com and go on a cruise with Captain Shauna, and go on a cruise with Captain Shauna Vanderhoek. Thank you so much for this time.
Oh, thank you, Sabine, and thank you for what you've done for me. I so appreciate it.
Oh, I so appreciate seeing it happen. Thank you. Thank you, Shauna. Bye-bye.